Hey guys, welcome back to Untold Stories, the show where we talk about the comics and comic media that unfortunately didn't graduate to the public. I'm Olivia, and during the 2000s, at the peak of the post-Dark Knight Batman craze, there were apparently quite a few cancelled Batman projects left behind, like the cancelled Batman No Man's Land show that I will get to another time, and Gotham High. Gotham High was a lost planned TV show from 2009. It takes the cast of Batman and puts them in a high school setting, having each character fit into a different clique, and following Bruce and his growing pains in another try-to-survive high school storyline. This concept was created by artist Jeffrey Thomas and writer Celeste Green of Panic Attack Comics. Most of their work I could track through their blog, but if you were active online in the early 2000s, you probably saw Thomas's artwork on Facebook like I did, with the twisted Disney princess artwork. Apparently, the story of how Gotham High got to production was that Thomas and Green sent a drawing of Teenage Joker and Harley into DC, and they liked it so much they ordered a season, giving us all this concept art of Gotham's finest and worst in their teen years. Everyone looks pretty good with one exception. Teenage Jonathan Crane would not have been okay today, and probably would have been changed mid-season. Judging from the concept art, it looks like they were planning a love triangle between Selina, Bruce, and Barbara in a is he going to pick the good girl or the bad girl trope. I do wonder if Bruce would have had any friends since most of these characters are his rogues, but we have seen this work in books like Absolute Batman. I think it would have been cool to see characters like Dick Grayson or Tim Drake for Bruce to have another ally, or maybe Tommy Elliott or Talia al Ghul for the drama. Just from the concept alone, I think there was a lot of things that could have been done with this show. According to Thomas, the project was just lost in the shuffle of Batman projects and never came to be, which is a fairly reasonable explanation, considering how much DC was trying to shove the Dark Detective in anything and everything they could at the time. There's a bit of speculation online that pieces of this concept were retooled for DC's superhero girls or perhaps the graphic novel Gotham High, but I have my reservations. The only thing that seems to bind these concepts together is the characters being put in high school, but that's really all we know since there's so little info about the cancelled Gotham High. If I had to venture a guess, another factor to the show never being made was the Bat embargo. For those of you who don't know, the Batman embargo was a policy made by DC to minimize confusion for audiences by attempting to avoid putting multiple versions of the same character at the same time in different mediums. This kind of makes sense, I guess. This embargo was a double-edged sword, on one hand using more underrated characters, but on the other hand forcing out characters that would have made sense to be present, like Batgirl or Robin. For the best example of this, check out the shows The Batman and Beware the Batman, with The Batman being a more positive example of the Bat embargo, and Beware the Batman being a negative example. Someday I hope to make a more comprehensive guide to the Bat embargo and its ups and downs, but for now this will do. Anyway, do I think if it had been made, would Gotham High have done well? Actually, I think it would have been fairly popular, following other animated high school shows like Clone High and Total Drama Island, even if it would have been in the tail end of that trend. I don't think it would have been a show with a terribly long lifespan due to Warner Brothers itself, but I can see where something like this would have had a cult following, being something we see on YouTube shorts now like, oh, do you remember Gotham High? Or stuff like deep dives into it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear your thoughts on what you think a teenage Batman and all of his rogues would have been up to. On that note, thanks for listening, guys. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.